like the general ecology of soil than if you're like. So no, I love burning. We have basically what we have is our pole burner is just like a flamethrower that we got from Harbor Freight, and that's how we do it. It's really nice. Eventually, I will invest in one that is a. It's kind of like a wedge that fits on the top of a propane burner, so it just sort of like pokes a hole in, and then also like seals all the sides, so there's no fraying. But yeah, no, I think I've always been like a little bit of a pyro since childhood. So like getting to burn stuff out here, hell yeah, let's do it. All right, let's get to the stage for a second. One of the other things that we're trying to get going on the farm is our animal husbandry. So we've got, aside from myself and the other farmer, a couple other farm animals out here too. One of them are over here, and there are chickens.
Husbandry.
No, they don't, and it's unfortunate. So like, I don't know if any of you zero turn. My personal preference is, and like, I love our John Deere. I'm a big proponent of John Deere. Came from right down the road, literally, right? But it's kind of, in some ways, for us, like trying to fillet a fish with a butcher's knife, where it's almost like a little bit too big. Like, it works really well for us. My personal preference would be like a slightly smaller, like a subcompact. But again, I'm not going to complain about my John Deere. I love it. But yeah, no. Most of like the terms, and really like the tractor itself is fine. It's when we're trying to attach and detach the implements that go on the back and the front of the tractor. That's really when the colorful language comes out, when you start hearing like hammers swinging, and like, there's a lot of 4-letter words, and
Right.
mostly they're not John. So
Not John.
yeah, that's kind of our catch-all with the tractor, but it's great if anyone's interested or would like to get in, drive it, ride it, we can do that. I'm here to help you guys out. I just need to find one more little scoop. We also do teach classes to the culinary school out here. So it's kind of like, their last day was this past Wednesday, and I've never actually seen what their kitchen classrooms look like, but I know how they treat my barn. So it makes me shudder sometimes. I'm like, I need to be a little bit neater. Anyway, I got some shovels, I got some pots. Let's go get some tomatoes and let's check out what we got going on in the greenhouse. So, we were talking about earlier the benefits of flowers, right? A couple of benefits. One, you can sell them. 2, they help draw in pollinators. 3, they put out some natural pheromones, scents, things like that help deter pests. So in our greenhouse, which is mostly tomatoes and cucumbers, but we do also have some flowers that are interplanted in there, and they are Durango marigolds. So let's go check those out.
Ooh, Durango. I think I can pop some chicken. I think I can pop some chicken. On our way to the greenhouse. Ooh, this looks beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the jungle.
Gorgeous.
Believe it or not, it's not quite overgrown in here yet.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
It's very much like a managed chaos.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And I'll explain some of that when we get to
Look how pretty this is. Watch your step right here. This is gorgeous. This is what I was talking about. The uphanging.
The water, rain hasn't affected it.
This is gorgeous. Yeah?
Yeah, the rain hasn't affected it at all.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they look like this, because they're not getting rain on them.
It is so pretty.
Yeah, well, please encourage taking photos, tag us on the socials. Like, my marketing manager keeps telling me, like, try and get us likes and shares. I'm like, who's gonna do that? The chickens? Like, right? So, in our greenhouse right now, it kind of functions in 2 parts. So we've got the front half, which is our in-ground production. In-ground just meaning like we're growing stuff literally in the ground. And then our back half, which is our seed starting and other types, where we do all of our trades, where we take all of our seeds, get them grown up full size before we take them outdoors. What's going on in the front half here are on the ends, we've got cucumbers. That's what's growing through the netting right now. In the center 6 rows, we have tomatoes. So in these 2 rows here, we've got cherry tomatoes. In the rows, these 4 rows, they're beefsteak or like slicing tomatoes. I didn't see the best example because a lot of these got picked earlier this week, but these 3 rows are heirlooms.
Yep, you got
Yeah,
it.
for sure. There you go. Right, so I want to say this is our black Krim, our purple Cherokee, and our Brandywine are our 3 heirloom like slicer tomatoes. And it looks like we got one that you can kind of get a little bit sense of going right here as it's starting to like get this reddish color on it where it's starting to like blush. Right there. Now, the reason for why do we have it all kind of like laid out like this? So tomatoes are a vine. So, and there are a lot of varieties of tomatoes, right? So you've got like cherry tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, but largely for tomatoes, they fall into 2 specific categories of determinate and indeterminate. What that means is in terms of like a tomato's life cycle. So with all of our tomatoes in the greenhouse right now, they're all indeterminate. Indeterminate meaning they're gonna grow continuously. They will set flowers and fruits throughout as long as the conditions that they're living in can support their life, right? That's an indeterminate. There's try to kind of think about it as like an indeterminate amount of time for the plant to live. A determinate tomato, which is still a vine, but generally it tends to be more of like a bushier tomato plant, like in the terms of like how the actual plant looks if you were to like look at it like a profile view. A determinate tomato plant it's going to grow, it's going to set all of its flowers and all of its fruit at the same time. So, okay, why might we be interested in growing one versus the other? The reason we like to grow the indeterminates in the greenhouse are we get a longer growing season out of them. We get, eventually, if you guys can slide down this way, what will end up happening is as these vines grow, we'll start sliding them down we have conduit that's overhead that these little metal hooks are on right here. And we'll slide them, and eventually these vines will probably be about 20 to 30 feet in length throughout like the whole entirety of the summer that we grow tomatoes in here, which is really great for us because it gives us a really long growing season and a continual harvest. Why we like to grow the determinate tomatoes as farmers and as like trying to think about people who are like interested in time management and things like that is we basically can guesstimate a 2-week window when the crops are going to all be ripe and ready to pick, and we can schedule accordingly to that, as opposed to having to continuously pick through crops throughout the season, which is a little bit more time requirement for us. But since we do have these indeterminates in here in the greenhouse, in the beds right now, that are constantly producing, I'd like to invite you guys, if you would like, you don't have to. These are our 2 cherry tomato rows, and if you find any ripe cherries on them, you're by all means welcome to pick them and like I snack on these like throughout my day. So
That's one too. Right there.
we had some students pick them earlier this week, so we might be seeing some small ones, but like I will still.
That one right there, Phil. You see it? The rib.
It's kind of like a little twist. Like, yeah, you should just be able to give it like a little twist. Perfect. That's it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, right
yeah.
on. So anywhere that you see,
Cheers.
and the varieties, these are both super sweet 100s that we have growing in these rows. There's like one beefsteak that got tucked into here because someone mislabeled it. It wasn't me. It was the other farmer. I don't make mistakes.
course.
Never. Thank you. Right? Exactly. But the yeah, if you would like to just walk down the row and you
Oh,
want to like
great.
pick or glean any of them,
Oh, wow.
please by all means. Like
It's nothing like a fresh grown tomato.
that's a
It's-
marigold. So
Oh, it tastes good.
Oh my God. You can taste
fun story.
the nature in it.
These are marigolds.
There's
Yeah,
one over
those
there
are
too.
also
On this
marigolds.
one.
These are dwarf bunching marigolds. This is like a long stem marigold that when we pulled our seed packets from last year, it had gotten a little bit wet, so all we could see was marigold and we couldn't see what the actual cultivar was. So when they were planted,
Ooh, yeah, you got goodies.
we got these like these super large marigolds that are growing in here.
I was like, that's not a tomato plant.
No.
Yeah.
So this is like the interplanting methods where we do, where kind of like our sub canopy, right below our tomato plants, are planted
sure
with
it's
the
right.
marigold. We're not trying to do too much at one time,
Mm.
right? But that's the and it's the same. Like we saw the marigold seeds and we put them in the ground, and then they just kept growing and growing and growing, and we were like, "Do we do something wrong? What happened? This is weird."
At least they look nice.
They look nice.
Oh, yeah,
and
for real.
you know what? They don't actually have to flower to have the pest deterrent effect. It's just literally the scent that they put off.
Mm.
So while these look like a lot nicer, and also marigolds are another one of those like edible flowers, so you can eat this if you want.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I'm not going to.
Really?
You want to?
Okay. But y'all put it with like a little salad?
Yeah.
As a little, okay.
I've seen people garnish with salads.
I love foraging for plants. Like, that's
Oh,
why I
she's
do
the
that.
adventurous
I go
one.
inside
All
the
right.
road and then I forage for plants.
It's kind of got like a peppery
You'd be
taste.
surprised though. Sometimes things be really great. You
For
just-
sure.
Yeah. So used to not doing it. All right. That look
Yeah.
good.
We're all just human cows
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Right.
Never ate 'em. I thought they were deer resistant.
Human cow. You want to try one?
Yeah.
Well, at least not all the weeds are bad though.
Yeah. Nope. So that's what. Yeah, these plants are
Which color
also
did I was about to say? Which
marigolds,
color did you try?
But those are
Okay.
like the
Okay.
dwarf,
Let's try the same what color.
uh,
I was gonna say, are they
Durango, I
different
believe,
depending
is
on the
type
color?
I have no idea.
of the
It's a
marigold.
little bit like
But that was a little
kinda like
spicy.
eating
Really?
microgreens. A little kick.
That's the first marigold
Okay.
I ever ate.
Really? Okay.
A little fruity.
That
First
you know
day.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Little tomatoes. Yeah, it was great. I think there was some on the other side too.
I know I put some more down there.
Yeah, it's nothing like a homegrown tomato.
I agree,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, it even smell different. You
Yeah.
know.
But even homegrown, they're not the same as they were 20 years ago. They still don't.
Yeah.
They haven't fixed that yet.
Yeah. I don't think anything will ever be that way
Yeah.
anymore. These are so beautiful though. And it's so simple. The
The setup.
yeah.
Not expensive.
Yeah, I'm like that looks like a hanger, you know, like back in the day our hanger.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, that is
I'm
brilliant.
not entirely sure. I like the. I feel like I'd probably not use the base of the flower, just the petals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I would probably use like garnish for salad.
Garnish salad. That would be a pretty salad though. That really would be pretty.
But I wouldn't use the bottom of the flower. I think Yellow it's too
Yeah.
astringent.
Oh yeah. For sure. My problem is I get so scared to prune things. Like you have to be a good pruner, because you know you're pruning so that
Well, I think
I don't
if you
even
keep,
wanna
like, they're
prune.
like
So
So
pruning
if
them.
anyone would like some other snacks, I just
Oh,
found
it was
some.
so good. I'm
and-
gonna give you guys a chance. You guys haven't had any. It was so good. I can't be
Oh, I
selfish.
just had
Oh, just.
It's all right. I'll get that one later.
Still edible.
Yeah. There's a total like 20-minute rule around here.
Right, that was
Yeah,
20
right.
minutes, not 2 minutes.
Like that's
Little
all.
bird never killed nobody.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it just helped. So, okay, I did hear you talking about pruning. That is probably the one big side that we spend on the farm. We call it Greenhouse Mondays because basically you have the weekend where things are a little bit less managed, and then you've got come back and we've got like all of this, right, like the sucker growth
Right.
that for an indeterminate has to be kept trimmed back to keep it to be able to be like managed effectively. So it's not as bad with our cherries being because cherries will put out like a long kind of chain of like a flower to fruiting chain of, if you like look at the end of this row, there's probably one that has like 20 or 24 flowers that are turning into the tomatoes on them. It's a bigger problem with our beefsteak, with our heirlooms, because we try and keep our fruit sets limited to 2 to 3 flowers per flowering branch. So to give you an example of that, it's like right here where we have 1, 2, I'll come in and I'll snip this off. So we just get tomatoes growing from right here. And the reason for that is like, it takes away energy from being able to really develop like a full and ripe tomato. And also if you get too much weight on a single branch, it can tear the branch, peel the skin, and then that opens an area to infection, which is like never what you want for your plants or for anything that's living and that you care about. Just trying to avoid that, right? Yeah.
So, for like this, would you like just cut off that whole like sucker or whatever?
Yeah. We come in like this one, I'll prune that off. And basically like Mondays are come in really early, pick a row, and then you just start pruning. Yeah, go to work. It's a pruning thing, which is another reason I like determinants. So when we plant our tomatoes out into the field, which are down here, you guys will follow me down this way.
So these are the cucumbers, huh? That's beautiful
These are
too.
determinant varieties
So
that we'll
beautiful.
put in the field so they're a little bit less management. And if you want to snack on some basil, like,
yeah,
that's what that is. Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna have a salad for it. Days over.
I love
How's that? Yeah.
Halfway to a pizza.
When it gets too old, it gets bitter, but right now
So-
it's
So
so good.
great.
With
Yeah.
these are all determinant varieties that will eventually go out into the black plastic that we have behind the greenhouse out here, right? With the one, and essentially the only thing in terms of like plant management that we'll do for these tomatoes will be to support them, right? So like tomatoes of vines don't inherently have the rigidity of a stalk or a stem. They're gonna want to fall over and flop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what we'll do is we'll use stakes and strings, weave
Like a nice
them
little
together
meat to
so
it.
they have kind of a lattice to grow up on, and then we'll just let them bush out. And that'll be effectively how we deal with our field tomatoes, which is just a different management strategy than what we would do in here in the greenhouse. Different types of the tomato, different life cycle for the tomato. Still both tomatoes, but you know, same but different kind of a thing. So that's what these are. And actually, these are what I was gonna say. We can repot some of these and send y'all home with a few tomatoes.
Is that lettuce?
That is a
Oh,
lettuce. Yeah,
that's a
for
volunteer.
sure. No, that's a absolutely it is. I mean, I don't know if y'all want a snack, but Yeah, we had seeded lettuce earlier in this year, so there's atmospheric lettuce, and yeah, you will eventually see lettuce seeds come up in our mixed trays. So what do we have going on here? Those are the melons. In front of you is basil, which if you want to rip a leaf,
Oh yeah,
by
that
all
was
means,
great.
right?
Taste it.
Right here we've got peppers. These are pecan trees.
Oh.
So if you guys are familiar with down the road, there's the plant nursery, Double B Plant Farm.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a couple of plants from them, and they used to have like 5 real big pecan trees before Helene that were on their farm. When they dropped their seeds and their seeds end up in pots, these are all volunteer pecans.
Wow.
Right? So we're gonna let them pot up for a year or so in here and then move them outside and get them like somewhere established on the farm. These are more peppers. There are puddles, so if you don't want your toes wet, where these are all zinnias, which are going to be the companion planters in the rows for out in the field. So like vegetable crops in the black plastic, these going in the rows, and then these are more of our here. So what we got to do to get you guys some tomatoes to go home with are, I brought a few pots over here, and we just need basically kind of like the ingredients for anything. We need some earth, a little bit of water, and then the plant itself.
The pot
So
here.
in our greenhouse, we do all of our seed trays starting over in that corner.
Oh, in that corner.
So if we just take those and head over, I'll grab them, thank you. I'm gonna go over there, start potting up a couple of these. Thank you, thank you. I mean, if you guys want to do it, come on,
Yeah.
let's go. It's also, in terms of why the greenhouse, I made that comment that like this greenhouse has HVAC. It doesn't really, I mean it does, but it doesn't. But we have our cooler wall back here, which is like an atmospheric cooler wall. And out back here, it's a little bit better than standing in like the center of the greenhouse. So all we gotta do is just scoop some into each pot so we have enough earth to drop those tomatoes into. And honestly, you probably don't even need it. You just go like scoop, scoop. Right, yeah. And our potting mix that we use here is a seed starting mix and chicken compost. The chicken manure compost. And the reason that we do that is the chicken manure compost gives us a little bit of like the nutritional value for putting fertilizer into the pots that they need. Now I just gotta find where Steven left the hose nozzle, which is never in the same place, but it's cool. We have a great working relationship. I love the guy. We don't like having. You could. We don't have like fist fights regularly, but sometimes we want to. Sometimes we do want to. There it is. Just drag that down this way. We're gonna have to. Please stand back in case, like, you never know, right? Yeah, no, it's always like, if you're doing seed starting stuff in the house, it's like kind of a given that you're gonna get a bit wet. Like, that's just always which, and this time of year, I don't care about.
Right.
Yeah, right? So it's kind of like, oh, like there could be worse things in the world than just being like, wet in the greenhouse right now. Like, you know, who knows? So I'm gonna let these drain a little bit so they just have some moisture in there. And then we're gonna grab some tomatoes out of those seed trays to put them, basically dig a little hole, get them potted in here. And then this is the easy method for washing your hands off in the greenhouse. Any other questions or stuff that they're curious about at this point? Like,
What kind of flower is this?
that is a zinnia that
that's
Steven
a
has
zinnia.
forgot to water. So let me rephrase. There's a couple of different methods of how we water and why we water differently in here. So, if we had all the money in the world, we would put like an overhead irrigation system above the tables that would have little misters and spinners, and they would spray everything evenly with like a very small pellet or water mud, essentially. What we do in here is we bottom water. So what is bottom watering? Is essentially we take a reservoir, which is a tray with no holes, so there's no ability for water to escape out the bottom, which we have right there. Right on.
You turned into the helper.
Yeah, right. No, you got it out.
Yeah.
You did. So this is our bottom watering method, where we just fill water into the tray, and then we'll put our actual seed tray into that. And the reason that we do that is with plants, we want to get the root zone watered. You don't really want to get the leaves wet or watered. That's kind of where you have a lot of like potential for disease, fungal growth, moisture problems when you have leaves that are too wet and saturated. So by doing it this method, which like looks like you got going here, we just take the whole seed tray itself, dunk it in, and then osmosis brings the water up and keeps the actual like seed cell moist. And so it saves us from having to do like spraying with a hose, because eventually that water, though it's going to get stuff wet and moist, it's still just going to run through the plant, and you just need to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Whereas if you just keep a reservoir under there, it essentially wicks the water up, and you get to be a lot more resource in terms of like water management, efficient by bottom watering. So what we do, and that's like what you'll see with over here with our tomatoes, is we just bottom water all of those crops, especially the ones that will have tendencies towards wet leaf problems, like our tomatoes, like our squashes, like our melons. That's what we do with those. So that's why we have, it's essentially like one basket, which is basically like your structural support, and then your actual like reservoir tray with the water in it, and then the seed tray on top of that into that. So it's really just like 4 baskets together to keep everything watered from underneath. And then all we have to really do, as opposed to like spraying a hose to try and keep everything watered in here, is we just come, fill the basket again, put the seed tray back in it, and leave it. And it's a much more effective method for us for keeping things watered and being able to like manage time.
I just
Makes
switched
sense.
some of my houseplants to that, and I can't believe how much better they're doing. Because like watering the rain is my existence. I'm like, you look thirsty, you need to drink some more.
Right? Oh my God, yeah.
But since I started watering them from the bottom, I feel like they drink so much. And I'm like, how does it not know to over drink? How does it not like overwater itself?
Right, they know.
Yeah, oh it knows. I can't believe how much. It's night and day.
So I really like the bottom watering in some of the other greenhouses that I used to work in. Effectively, like where you see our nursery tables in here are like this like mesh diamond steel. The ones that I've worked in before, this whole table would be a composite like material that has like a 4-inch wall, so it's essentially a really shallow tub that you just fill with water and then drop your seed trays into there. And it would be like, as opposed to having this like wire mesh that allows for drainage, it's an entire table that you could just kind of fill with a couple of inches of water, let stand in it, and then fill out with all of your seed trays, and that was how you kept everything watered. So it's just like different methodologies for trying to do and manage things. Yeah, but I really, personally, I like bottom watering. I also bottom water with like, being a farmer, when I get home, I'm the worst at taking care of my house plants. In fact, I have like a spiteful relationship towards them at this point where I'm just like, I always tell the family today, not like, leave them alone. But I do bottom watering, especially with like my snake plants and my tropicals. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Even my lemon balm, the plants are
Right, and like how I've been doing it recently is I'll just like plug my sink, fill my sink, and then put my pot in there for like 20 minutes, and then I come back, pull it out, put it on a saucer so it drains for a second, and then that's it. So it's a lot easier method, I think, and it keeps again disease down. But so going back to like why those zinnias look like that, if you look at them, there's no reservoir tray that they're sitting in, right? So one of the things that we had to deal with this year was heat, and like very small millimeter plastic tends to warp over time, and the prior farm manager wore all of our plastic trays in here, so you can imagine having like 3 or 4 years of plastic just being in the heat and in the sun. A lot of them became like brittle and started cracking. So we've replaced trays, which we try and replace like a little bit more every month so as not to like go over what our budget is. I'm still learning this thing called fiscal responsibility. I don't believe in it. I think it's nonsense, but like whatever, my boss is telling me it's important, so like we'll go with it. But yeah, that's the reason why some of the trays, some of the crops that are on these tables will all have like the double lip trays, and some of these do not. And why they look like the leaves look so kind of rough. Yep. But anyway, these seem like they're pretty good. We will have to water them again once we get tomatoes. So I'm going to grab a tray of tomatoes, bring it over here, and then anyone who would like to, all we have to do is pop the tomato out of there, put a little hole in here, pop it back in, and add some water if you're down. Don't feel like you have to, but you came out here all this way.
Right.
Some came further than others. It's all good.
We're down.
So the type of tomatoes that I'm going to send you guys with is going to be this Best Boy. It's a really good, kind of what would be familiar as like a Rutgers or a New Jersey tomato, which is like not quite a beefsteak size, but it's a smaller slicing tomato that has pretty good sweetness and pretty good disease tolerance. So like ideally all you would have to do is once you get home or wherever you want, put it in a larger pot, put it in the ground, just make sure it gets some good water, and you should be pretty good. And then like in, 65 to 70 days, you're gonna have a nice big tomato bush with fruits on it. And make your pasta sauce, whatever you're feeling.
Like covered in tomatoes.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're already so tall.
So there we go. And then like get a little bit loose, and you start seeing we've got pretty solid root growth going through here. Dump some out. Pop that in.
I know, right?
Oh, I do this professionally. I should be able to make it look easy. Like I hope. And then I will like kind of. You don't want to like compress it too much because like roots are sort of like toes. You don't like having them stepped on. Yeah, right. But we will a little bit just to support the tomato in there. And then I'm just gonna let some water flow over this for a moment or two. And actually, if you want, these pots are peat and coconut core, so you can just plant them into the ground and they'll decompose, or you can pull it out of there if you want to. It's up to you. But it's kind of like, it's something that we tried last year to see if we could grow them in pots and then plant them into the pots in the ground. It worked for us, but for the soil that we have out in the field, we don't have like enough moisture for them to really like decompose like at an efficient rate.
So it kind of stayed in this little pot a little bit?
So it did stay in the little pot a little bit. It got a little root bound. What we ended up doing was we just took like a little, like one of those like utility knives and cut slits on the side. Yeah. And I'll just kind of like.
I think that's kind of like how our school is. That's why I always
Just want to make sure that they'll be all right for the journey. What's that? Yeah. Well, honestly, that's why we start like 20 different seed trays, because we're like, maybe not, maybe. All right, if anyone's got other ones that they want watered in, I'm like, if you guys want some more, you're welcome to take. You don't have to.
Did you want one? I can move one.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here you go. Yes, thank you.
Oh, I love your nail.
So we take more one?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we brought all those pots over here. We might as well fill them up.
Which one you pick?
Like if you don't
is-
have
oh,
to
this
take
is
more,
nice.
but like if you want to take more, take more. Free plants. I've never, being a plant person, I've never said no to any plants. There you go.
I think I have a volunteer.
Do you? Oh, I'm sure. No, we like them, and originally they were in the. So whoever did the original like ideation for this farm was like, we'll just have a pecan grove. And I think it must have been like some landscape architect who didn't realize that like pecans take like 15 to 20 years to start producing. So I was like, you just want to have like nothing growing for that long? I was like,
They do
okay.
take a while, and then there's a drought.
Yeah, I mean, we do have one across the street at our neighbor's place, but we don't have any like mature established on the farm here. So we're hoping to get more of an orchard going this year.
Ooh, are you guys serve like doing blackberries or blueberries?
Oh, heck yeah.
Because I know blackberries were prolific here in Florida.
Yeah, what I would like to do is do peaches, blackberries, blueberries,
you chose water.
raspberries, and muscadines.
Actually,
Right.
that's a Georgia staple.
There,
Okay.
for sure. So, and like the benefits of doing crops like that are perennial crops. We don't have to replant them every year. We don't have to like manage them as
I don't think I can do it.
It takes a little bit more work
we'll
to get
get real
them
familiar.
established and a little bit more investment in the like initial period.
Faster than there you go.
Right? So, like, that's one of the things that I have a meeting Monday with my bosses to be like, all right, what's the direction that the farm needs to go in to be like more productive? And I'm like, you guys need to get perennial fruit crops and do like interplanting with annuals and perennial groves, things like that. Is the whole kind of plan for like, which is, there's always like, it's sort of this fun time of existing
On my shirt, so that's an extra piece.
when people who don't have farms but they're in the food industry want to figure out like how do we make a farm, how do we do like a farm to table type thing, and I'm like, well, let's treat it like a farm for a while and then not worry about, unfortunately, most farms generally, and especially in this part of the country, have like a 7 to 10 year lifespan before they see return on investment. So it's not like a quick turnaround. Yeah, right?
It's like almost positive killer.
And they're the bosses that I work for are very much like, we need to see ROI. And I'm like, probably shouldn't have gotten into farming now, right? Like, you want to start like mining Bitcoin out here? Like, I don't know what you guys want to do.
Would have been like, it looked pretty cool at night, like a little garden party, like a real,
right?
Yeah, the food forest guy, right?
That's how you get free labor. Just come to the garden party and
Yeah.
work while you're here. That was cool. Put some music on.
So I have,
Educational.
I've known of that guy. I haven't actually like been to his place or like seen his kind of, yeah.
I know, right?
But it is very
Exactly.
interesting. I mean, that's kind of what,
Different. Okay, yeah.
that's what they wanted for this place in terms of like for the community, but then Edgar's came in and was like, we need return on money and like farm to table for our farm, and it was just like essentially the kind of idea of being like cooks in the kitchen sort of a thing to like, yeah, right, we're like, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm like, you guys gotta have like a focus for like the next 10 years. Like,
Some diversification, but not let's do everything.
yeah, right, like don't try and do everything, and probably doing like the easy things quickly are not gonna be what's gonna get you to a long-term gain. You know what I mean?
And that stuff that you're talking about, the more that you guys go here, the more creative happens.
Absolutely, and that's a big part of it is like the
ones on
helm
the table?
students who,
Or those are just squash.
when they go through their
These are
chef
better?
training
Oh.
programs, they look at like a catalog
They
from
have the
like
prettiest.
U.S. Foods or like Hawthorne Growers or one of like the big like national food distributors, and they're just like, I'm ordering this, it's getting delivered in like 2 to 3 days, and it's going in my cooler, and then that's what I'm using for
And then
preparing to cook
it
with.
takes my whole
But
squash
they
down.
lose appreciation for like the back end of how that food ended up in their cooler, which is kind of what this concept is.
Right. I know.
But I see some people that they get the squash board, they like play a lot of the plant, and then that's what takes it.
Really?
Yeah, it's usually
Absolutely.
Okay.
as long as you get the deal.
Right.
Yeah, and so much of like what their
when it's pretty,
decisions
it's
as
pretty.
like
Oh, yeah.
young chefs or new chefs, especially if they're trying to establish their own business, is like what's gonna have good shelf life, what's gonna have mass appeal, and they don't get some of these like more nuanced, more like specialty, more of your like heirloom products that would be something that could really like differentiate them in terms of like a culinary, what they can do in that kind of world. So that's kind of one of the things of this place. But again, like I think every year this farm gets like 7 different like ideations of like this, can we do that? I mean, the most recent one, which I thought was hilarious, let's do goats. And I'm just like,
We had free reign. This is like the best place.
let's pump the brakes on that. Like, one, I love goats. I love goats, and I would love to do goats, but like, I don't want to have to milk them. I don't want to have to provide like cool and warm shelters for them. You know, there's
And
like,
feed 'em.
there's a lot of like dreamers that are on like my immediate like management ladder that they're like, well, we could do this, and it's not hard. And I'm like, you guys have no idea how hard that is. You really have no idea. Yeah, exactly. That's always the question. Like, let's
Put in like the
Have you kept your own house plants alive? You want to jump to ghosts? Nah. But anyway, let's now that we got our tomato plants potted, can come and pass these down or grab or however, and we'll head back up to the farm stand and let Brian kind of give us a quick tutorial on the goodie bags that they've prepared for you guys to take away. And then I did get a text from my marketing manager who, if everyone's cool with it, if we could get a picture from our little group event. You don't have to be in the picture, they just, for posterity, they like it. Yeah, it's a thing.
We would love it.
But anyway, let's head back up that way.
Okay, I guess I'll get another one. Thank you.
Yeah, by all means.
Appreciate y'all.
And then I get to come back down here and start working
Oh
on these
yeah,
tomatoes.
it's so cool out here for you.
I know, it's comfortable.
I like swimming in the air.
Yeah, no, right? It's like, what does 1000% humidity feel like? This. It feels very similar to this. Nick, I don't think it keeps us sane. No.
All right.
Yeah. When
Look, guys. I got tomatoes. Welcome, welcome. You guys are tuning in. We are touring.
it's a weird feeling
The
when you come
greenhouse.
out of the greenhouse and you're like, oh,
Aw.
hey, what's up now? So I think like one of the coolest spots on the farm is actually like in the greenhouse door because you get that like
I
backdraft
felt it, yeah.
pull from the fans from air going in and being pulled out. Like,
Tomatoes I want to get. Yeah, baby.
yeah, that is the
Currently, we are touring Wright's Farm. We've toured. Huh? Oh, you want to see the bees?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Oh. You want me to leave yours right here on the table while you go by the bee? There you go. Bee. All right, y'all. We are at the Wright's Farm here in beautiful Grovetown, Georgia. We are getting a lesson in agriculture, and we're here on behalf of Legacy Farming, which is our company, to learn more about some of the local farms as well. Wright's Farm is a beautiful farm, a much bigger farm than we have. They have chickens, a beautiful barn, and what we're about to see is bees. So they're already down there. They use bees to be a good pollinator for their gardens. So not yet for honey.
It is. So it's kind of like
We're standing back just a bit.
so this box is sectioned off where it's 1,
Oh, they're brave, huh?
3, and they're just
We're like
living in one
clowns,
right now.
He's like,
Open the box, open this lid up.
I appreciate you, Bee. I appreciate your honey, but you know, I'm not getting closer. Right, right. Your personal space.
Like I said, you better get used to it.
Okay. For one, I was a little nervous because I was like, would that be dangerous? Will I always have to be in the garden with a bee suit? Because it's already hot enough, you know, I just didn't know. But I mean, he did say, you know, I guess if you're not freaking out around them all the time and kind of shooing them away.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Populating on
Right. Right. Anything.
Mom, you, Mom, scary. Run away from Mom.
Right. Then it picks up on it and you're running around the garden. Yeah.
that. So those are right now.
Okay. See,
For the
you don't
bees
start it
themselves,
something.
A lot of people use them for like mid, like vitamin C.
Seen something you like, honey? You like honey?
I've been good stuff.
I think it's probably one of the best things you can do for the environment.
Yeah.
I'm just get butterflies.
Hummingbirds?
I'm okay with those.
Right, right. I appreciate them though, because we do plant flowers. Yeah, down in the
I
middle.
mean, I think they have like a 42-day life cycle anyway, so like
Really? I
at
didn't
least
know
they're going
that.
to a good, hopefully a good cause.
Interesting.
right?
So it's not the same bee that harasses you. It's a different one.
I like that. It's
Only for
very-
48 days.
It's only for 48 days.
So this is like,
It's a new one. It's a baby
This
bee.
was donated to us, the box that we started them in, and then eventually we'll spread it out. So like these little like
Something on my leg.
silver ore things will open up and they'll start like populating in there. But yeah, our bees kind of like
You felt it too?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
pretty good at managing themselves.
Whatever you do, let's
We
not
try
slide.
to
They're like,
open
"Ugh."
that up maybe like 3 or 4 times a year,
everybody's
just
trying
to
to
like
get
check on them, make sure everything's going on.
Me and you must be the same blood type. They always say like certain people are the ones that attract the mosquitoes
like
and everything else. Yeah.
And how active the bees are. So like during what's that?
The little pollen center.
Oh yeah. They're great. They're established now. It'll probably summer
Oh,
and then right, they do a lot less during winter.
mm-hmm.
Right, they're just kind of like surviving the time. And it also depends on what they have available for them for forage. and what
That's
they have
interesting.
available
Yeah. So they're
for,
still there in the winter, huh?
actually for them producing comb and honey.
They're just inside the box, maybe.
Yeah, so those are the bees.
They got a little drinking pool and everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. It got like a little bit over flooded because of the rain we had,
Mm-hmm.
but generally what we try to do is just to leave like somewhere where they have access to water. A bee's like ideal natural environment would be like a hollowed out tree near a stream.
All right. I'm sorry, bee. I'm sorry. Cause you swatting at it now. Just go quicker. Go move quicker. It's probably it's still there. Turn around, it's still there. Just like one. He was like, "Oh, we're playing."
Always, well, good on him.
Yeah. Is he still here?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Like mine already had exercise.
God, yeah, no, that's the ideal.
Did it get
Since
you
we're
in there?
down here, why don't you throw the tomato plants on the trailer for a sec? Let's check out the back side of the barn because you can grab some basil and some mint back there.
Oh, okay.
Right. So kind of
He said
how
it's always
it
one.
goes,
Oh, there it is.
have the students from the Helms Culinary College. When we have their horticulture class that comes out to the farm, it's fun for me because students are like, they're always enthusiastic, which keeps my. You got a buddy. You got a buddy.
I got
You
a
really
friend,
like your hair.
didn't he?
You got a friend? Oh, like Mike right here. Oh, really?
I think he's hungry.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, yeah,
Okay.
too far away. You go. He's hungry.
Like, that one is the brave one. He'll.
So these are our student beds, right? And they kind of get like free. It's unfortunate because their class only runs for I think it's like 10 or 8 weeks, like 2 months or like a little bit more. That they get to plant and harvest, and usually they have class like in between, like when it's still cool and when it's starting to get hot. So you don't get to see like a very full growing season.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, these are their beds. We kind of help them with growing some things, and then largely they become overgrown by about midsummer, and sometimes we forget about them. One of the students last year, his name was Richard. Richard asked me, Ben, can I plant some herbs in my raised bed? And I said, yeah, Richard, you sure can. And I forgot to ask what herbs, and he planted mint. Right. So we have an entire bed of mint. You guys like mojitos? Or, yeah. So please rip some, take some.
Elderberry bush.
We do?
Yeah, it's over there.
Right.
Oh.
It was spearmint and chocolate mint that he planted, and I think it's since crossed, and we just have a hybrid mint bread right now. But
Chocolate spearmint.
mhm.
That's actually great.
It's pretty fresh. I like it, and occasionally I will put it in the cooler and let it steep, and we'll have like a kind of a mint tea. drink,
Immediately.
Yeah.
right?
This
Yeah.
is way stronger than
Like the
regular
best piece of gum
spearmint.
ever.
It's really, I mean, I like it. It's been like
Oh wow.
mojitos are good, mint
That's
juleps are
fresh.
good, and then any just like
Doesn't
mint tea
it?
in general.
I love
And one of the things that I've been
Like that's the real stuff,
that I've
right?
seen recently is that like in summertime, if
I
you
like
drink like a
exactly.
hot
Yeah, it's a
mint
chocolate-
tea,
yeah,
it
it tastes
somehow
chocolate,
helps
right?
you with heat, which is
what's
something
makes it
I'm
good.
starting to try and experiment with.
Yeah.
Although like mentally, kind of like this type of thing where I'm like, you know, maybe drink a hot cup of tea in the middle of the day.
You should
and
try
have
that
some
mint.
for sure. And
See,
then,
that's how I'll be running around the garden if you get a bee one.
I'm really unsure what happened here. I don't know what happened with all this white powdery stuff. It probably is like it.
Try that
put some, like
experiment.
diatomaceous earth or something on there.
Oh, the mint.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Let me grab you. Hang on, I got.
But it propagates really easy.
It does. Let me grab some pruners for the
what is that? Eggplant?
Yeah, that's excellent.
Oh, that's a cute flower.
That's all, yeah.
It's a lot of diatomaceous stuff.
Oh yeah. Is that what they call it? Okay.
But this propagates super easy. All you gotta do is take the cutting, strip some of the leaves off, so you only have a few leaves, and dip it in water for like 2 weeks, and bam, it'll grow roots. Super easy.
What?
Yeah, it grows super fast. And
Really?
as soon as you plant
Yeah, it took over the whole bed. I don't know what else was in there,
It'll
but
take over the whole ground too. But
Really?
See how it's traveling? It's like trying.
oh, you
to
can have
reach
the
earth.
best drinks during the summertime.
There's basil.
Period. Oh, and that's basil.
Yeah.
That's what we tried in there too, wasn't it? That was nice.
This is a very established stem.
It's
Look how thick
established
this. Look how
Oh, wow.
this stem is.
Yeah, that is good.
Damn,
Yeah, that's
Like
established right there.
Very
That's not going anywhere.
that's a bush.
It's a basil bush.
And planting. Basil's flowers.
And that's eggplant, basil. What's that? Some lavender. And some more tomatoes. Y'all just tuning in. Legacy Farming today is visiting Wright's Farm here in Grovetown, Georgia. These are some of the experimental flower beds for the youth program that they have, and they are doing great. Looks like he's allowing us to pick some more fun stuff. Ooh, we got cherry tomatoes. Look at these beautiful tomatoes. Nice ripe tomatoes, and they're delicious.
No, not at all. You know where it is in the barn?
Ooh, look at that. Look at that banana pepper. Look how huge that thing is.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, cut back as much as you want. Honestly, it's gonna cut. Go for it. It's gonna come back. There's no shortage of it for us.
You should taste it. It tastes so good.
It's so tasty.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to have some more.
Were there
Smells like the best piece of gum ever.
like marigold, basil, tomato is a popular combination planting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. So you said you just put it in water.
Yeah, you like we would take like this piece and then you like strip the bottom leaves off, like,
More like
and then dip it in water,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll grow.
And that's it. Wow. Cool.
Are like in the middle of the
You want to turn to root.
end of when you have like stuff that does
Awesome.
well with like cooler temperatures. Like we had
Yeah, I was just gonna say. He said we can get some.
but
Oh, that'll be good.
It grows
Thank
super
you.
fast.
You'll do it for me.
Yeah, there's like
it was like
all these stalks.
That's a good idea because you
Yeah, that's
use
what I
it to
do.
insulate
just like
like the AC. You'll have. Ooh,
Ooh,
the
I bet it'll
air.
go crazy
I
with
wonder.
AC
Yeah, I
because of
wonder.
the water.
Yeah.
Because they like water.
Yeah.
and then we always let the students like if you're
Yeah. There you go.
Get
You
in
go
there.
crazy on the mojitos and the. You make like so many plants out of this.
Yeah. Really? I'm gonna try that. Cause I know it tastes.
And these taste great.
I took too much, right?
No. It's gonna grow back.
I'm gonna tie it. You want to tie it with this one here?
I've been here the more common like standard is like once they're done with the class, they're done with the dead. Yeah, for sure. Which like I get.
I know. Did you need yours tied?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll hold that for you.
You guys gonna
Like
make-
little bouquets. Yeah. No.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then I'll probably.
You could probably put it in regular water too, right? Like maybe some cucumbers.
Oh yeah.
It's real pretty. Thank you.
tea, of course. They'll play some tea.
Do you need another one to wrap it?
Ooh, and then I
Yeah.
can
Oh yeah,
put-
some tea. Yeah.
Right.
I also use it for cooking.
Oh yeah.
Like I make a lot of Mediterranean foods. So.
Okay.
Something
Very
with the
nice.
summer salad, maybe.
Well, I was thinking more like along like lines of like a kebab mixes.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
would you sprinkle it like on top of your kebab, like a garnishment,
Or
or?
I'd mix it into the meat.
Uh-huh. Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, with the parsley.
Yeah.
It is like a very common used ingredient in Mediterranean dishes.
Okay.
It's got such a good flavor too.
It does.
It's like that chocolate and spearmint like
You
together.
tasted it.
Right.
You tasted the chocolate part.
All right, let's grab tomatoes. We'll head back. We'll look at our.
So we can take some basil? Or
Yeah, you want to. So I would say yes normally, but I do know the one student had a wasp nest in there and sprayed it kind of intensively with like wasp flies and stuff like that. Yeah, you want
Did you taste it? How did you think it tastes? Doesn't it taste like a piece of gum? That's a different thing, like with kebabs. Like she was saying, like maybe chicken, or I should have asked her, would it be steak?
What you do with that?
It's right here. Here you go. Hey guys, if you're just joining in, we're here at the Wrights Farm. I'm taking a farm day tour. I have some spearmint. That is delicious, okay? We've been tasting cherry tomatoes. We've been looking at these beautiful chickens that they use for weed management. Not yet for eggs. And also for chicken fertilizer. And there's a lot of chickens in there. Y'all see them? We also went into the beautiful greenhouse and got our own tomatoes. I put ours there on the table, so we're going back to claim them. And I'm probably going to eat all of this spearmint before getting back home. So this has been a beautiful tour of Wright's Farm here in Grovetown. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah. You want some in your water bottle?
See.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very potent. Let's just say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I would go overboard on it.
Okay, don't. Okay, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit goes a long way.
But you can always like hang it up and dry it, and then
Can it get good vibes?
yeah. Or yeah, you can put it in like make a what is it called, the hot porridge.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got all kind of goodies today. Okay. I know, right? Makes you want to swing a little bit. Yeah. You're used to it, right? Look at the gentlemen. They're holding all the. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
I don't make these grocery rules. Stuffing phones open.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome idea.
Keep the insects away from it. And they do attract the little gnats, I think. Gnats and things.
Mm-hmm.
They sure attract them. Better than little spiders.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing edible right there.
Yeah, this don't go crazy.
Yeah.
I had like some in my drawer that were from that actual tree down there that were ripening up.
Goodies.
Oh yeah, that's delicious.
The bee finally left you alone, huh? Yeah. That was gonna be the one we took home and got started with the bee box. He was like, "Come with you? Want me to come with you?" Okay. This is a beautiful way to start the day. Yeah, we already been.
I mean, that's the best part.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I got into it because of family, and then it kind of made sense to just stay with it.
Right.
So being like, yeah, I like eating fresh, healthy things, like knowing where my food comes from.
Right.
Lots of sunshine and fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And I feel like I'm swimming in it. But also, I'm like walking around here, walking in jeans at this point. I think I'm past that hump of where it actually, like, bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Just have to decide, you know what? I'm just gonna sweat, okay?
Yeah, it's I gotta get one of those like the cow trough so we can just fill with ice and then just like stick my head in it. And
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
try and like bounce back for a moment or two.
Oh, it's nice to have a pool right here.
Right.
The pool right there.
Yeah, that looks like a great idea.
Would you experiment?
Yeah, too, and
So where'd you guys come from? I didn't get to ask.
From Augusta, kind of near Hebsba area.
Okay.
Like far down there where.
And are you guys legacy farming? Is that, you guys got a little farm yourselves?
Yeah, we don't have any livestock, but yeah.
One song?
Thinking about it, he used to do chickens.
I love chickens, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
So if you
I'm
wanted
glad to see everybody trying to do this stuff nowadays, because
if you
I'm
wanted
from
to
the
get,
U-Bake farm over here.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from with the Eubanks over here.
Yeah,
You know, brown feed and seed.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
For sure. So we got all of our chicks from Grovetown Farm and Garden,
Okay.
and they can do chick orders. Like they only sell chicks during like the first 4 months of the year or so.
Okay.
They can order you chicks at any time of the year if you want, and they have like specialty breeds as well.
Oh wow.
Like if you want fancy chicken.
Right.
Some people are into that, you know.
Yeah.
You want to put this on the farm?
It probably a wilt, wouldn't it?
Up to you guys.
Okay,
Nick,
Like a
you
little
want to put
goodie
it like
bag.
right here, maybe? By the fan, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably at least put the window down in the back.
I don't know where all the seeds be going to.
Well, leave the trunk up then. Oh, we're supposed to have our hats. Forgot.
I don't know where all the missing seeds going.
Yeah.
Come see them and then they just
And they disappear. Hey guys, we are so excited that you guys are tuning in. We're at the Wrights Farm doing a beautiful tour. We have toured the gardens, the barns, the greenhouses, the youth instructional areas, and now we're going to be taking a promotional picture. And let's see what else. I think like a cooking demo.
I will say, Eggers Bakehouse, some of the best baked goods around Augusta. You guys know. All right, I'll turn it over to Brian. So you're all walking away with one of these baggies. In the baggie is right here. Go for it.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna hang out.
Oh, okay.
We gotta take a photo of you guys and your plants, but.
Okay, first thing that we're gonna start out with is our dressing, because it has to be heated first. So we're gonna put a little bit of this, chop this up like this, and then your production, you're gonna get that like a roaring simmer, and then just set it in the fridge for like 2 hours with these chopped up inside. Now with these, a little trick that you can do to make your life a little bit easier is take 2 of your lids, a few of your tomatoes, put this on top, and then you can slice with your knife, and you don't have to worry about cutting your hands. A lot of people don't scare knives. So first, that's your first step. Once your tomatoes are marinated, done marinating for about 2 hours, drain. I would pull this apart because it's going to stick together. Pull this apart, kind of toss it in there with that. Same way with this. You can mince. You can actually roll these the leaves. Take a few of them, stack them on top of each other, roll them up. And we call this a chiffonade. And then you take your knife and you just make little tiny ribbons. So you have your prosciutto, your basil, your balsamic reduction. This is like a thick balsamic. So once you have all this in a bowl and it looks all pretty, you place your burrata right in the middle of the bowl, and then you drizzle it with this. And then this, you can brush it with some water, bake it for about 4 to 6 minutes. That's when that flips up the outside. Now a lot of people, pull this off and go in for a dip, or you can slice this up, put it on a sheet tray, and you can bake and make little croissants, so you have your chips. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. And this is served either hot or cold. So I'd say for y'all do it cold, y'all do it hot, and enjoy.
Thank you.
So when you get your tomato plants in that 65 to 70 days, recreate this. I want to say our social media is Eggers Acres. Well, you guys probably mostly found it on Facebook, so give us a tag, post some photos, and once you get your bag, you just step outside, grab a photo, thumbs up with plants and herbs, and like do stuff.
Oh yeah.
If you got any other